It's been 2 years since the last time I actually uploaded video to this whole YouTube series of opening a video game store, and I have failed miserably. And I want to try to recap what happened, and for the sake of brevity, go as quickly as possible. We opened in August of 2022. It was hard for me to get out. And basically, at first, I ran the store for really by myself and with the help of my one employee, Devin. He came in and we tested everything, set everything up before we actually opened. And we were only open 5 days a week. Then, November of 2022, we finally were open 7 days a week when we hired Kyle to work for us. And Kyle is basically here with us almost every week, 5 days a week. He's holding down the store actually a lot, maybe even some days more often than me, which is kind of crazy. And I guess we've been open and, through tons of trades, being here 363 days a year. The store is here and we are surviving. Surviving is probably the word I will use. And I say that because it is incredibly hard to run a store, be profitable, pay your employees, pay yourself, and not go into the deepest, darkest red. But we made it. And I think I'm going to make more videos that kind of go over some of the challenges, some of the success stories, as well as everything that happens in between to what we do at the store. I think what I'll start is with where are we now? How does the store look over 2 years later from when I posted pictures of empty building and we demoed the whole place and there was nothing in here. We started from scratch. And now there's all these different fixtures. There's all this product, 2 years of trade-ins. It's kind of crazy to see how things developed. So without further ado, enough ranting, I'll just go.
Sign went up. This was really hard to do. My biggest regret is not just saying on the sign in gigantic letters, video games. No one cares what we call the store in reality. But it's great to have this gigantic sign, and maybe if I ever redo the sign, I'll just put video games in gigantic letters so it can be seen from far away. The outside of the store is definitely not pretty. Got to work on that. The open sign really needs some work too. It is on its last life. Got to work on that. And once we save up enough money, up here I would love to just write video games as big as possible, so there would be no confusion of what the store is. All right, now I'm in the store. There's no one here. This bargain bin, my God, this is at the front of the store. More people dig through this to find an item for $1. It's honestly insane to see people just dive into this thing and go, whoa, all items for $1. And most of it is, in most senses of the word, definition junk, but people love it. Gonna do a quick kind of, quick pan from left to right here to kind of show the store and how full it is. Originally, we had this like shelf here. It was a shelf from Best Buy. And then eventually we got these awesome cases to sort of house the more expensive stuff. And we have, I guess, a display case for every single system. And I'll kind of turn here. Also funny to say, almost 90% of the customers never walk this way and talk to us at the counter. Almost every single time a customer will come in, will say, hi, how are you? Hello. And then they'll turn right here and kind of like go vroom and avoid talking to us. But I guess that's just the nature of most people. They kind of want to be on their own and not be bothered. I can't hate on that. So I'll kind of do a little story here. Story time. This case was functional at one point. And one day when I was sliding the case, the glass exploded. And it exploded all over me, all over the ground, all over my face and so forth. And we never bothered to fix it because I found out to replace this piece of glass right here, and make it locking again, it's almost going to be the same cost as a full display case. So eventually I will redo that. But this is what we have eventually turned into the display case for, you know, mostly your common consoles, I guess a TurboGrafx 16 aside. And we kind of bring out the ones that we have multiples of, so people can kind of see that in one place when they say, you know, do you have this console and that console? And we group them all together. And over here, you'll see some of the like more specific consoles to a system we kind of keep in a case. So I'll kind of go this way first. Little plush, I guess, setup, and we kind of just have people like dig in here and whatnot. This people dive into, it's just a bin of cheap Skylanders. I don't know why that's so popular. This is just like miscellaneous merch on this whole, I guess, shelf and the TV that we put stuff on in the background. We vastly reduced the amount of merchandise. Like originally I had action figures from all kinds of different IPs and, you know, maybe comic book related. That does not work at a store. Well, I guess our store. So we kind of reduced it to more video game focused stuff. I don't know what this is, but okay. But you know, we have, you know, now Donkey Kong action figures, Zelda action figures, Samus action figures, Mortal Kombat, Kingdom Hearts, you know, video game stuff. Over here, kind of no other place for it. We put the whatever, you know, Rock Band, Guitar Hero stuff that we have for sale. Movies was condensed here. We do have some DVDs here that seem more, I guess, related to what people want right there, which is generally going to be, you know, like horror, I don't know, wrestling, anime, TV sets, cartoons. But Blu-ray, we do take anything Blu-ray. Doesn't matter if it's a kids movie to horror to anime to action, we'll take it. Xbox, my goodness, Xbox. So much Xbox is traded in here, but that's common in most stores. And funny what has turned around. This is all, you know, the cheaper stuff. Everything under 20 is live and in the case on the rack. But it's just so crazy to see how 360 eventually became the popular stuff. I'll go over here. One thing we definitely have to work on is lighting, but it is what it is until I can run electrical. Here we have a case, and it might even be hard to even see on video. This is like our weird stuff. There's Atari Jag in here. There's, we even have case movies like Steelbooks, weird horror anime sets. And we put like TurboGrafx here, Neo Geo CD of all things. I guess the 7800. This is like whatever else we have goes into this case. So that's what's that. And here's the split of everything Xbox. This should be easier to see. Lighting's a little bit better here. But this is more so like modern Xbox One and Series X, Series S stuff. Anything above 20 that we might have and all the related consoles. Over here is going to be original Xbox and Xbox 360 case items that we have in stock right now. And on top of this, you can see we have a lot of pops, more merch, more plush up here, a lot of Pokemon plush stuff that we can have. Gonna keep walking almost like if I'm any other customer, because they always go this way first. Over here we have a lot of Nintendo powers, some seating. We have a lot of people always sit here, wait for us to process a trade. And over here you can see a gigantic wall of all of the rack stuff. Generally everything under $20. Gonna be, you know, Wii. I have DS up there. I have more case DS, Sega Genesis, PS1, miscellaneous Sega here. And I'll keep going over here. And then this is going to be everything PS2 case stuff. And it kind of bleeds into PS3 down here, to PS3 to rack PS4, everything under 20 again. Everything under 20 Super Nintendo, everything under 20 NES. Goes up to here, everything under 20 64, which is not much. Everything under 20 your Atari and Atari accessories are kind of just jammed there. And I don't even know, this has become, I guess, here's our teeny tiny section of imports for Famicom and Super Famicom, which is kind of funny. And over here, lighting sucks again, is going to be all of our case stuff, if you can even see it. This is going to be all Sega Genesis case stuff. We even have Dreamcast, Saturn console in there. This is going to be all of the nicer, I guess, disc-based Sega stuff. Dreamcast, Saturn is up here, Sega CD, and there's some Master System in the box. And I don't even know why that's there, but that's there. There you go. And going over here, the Nintendo case, this side, we have all of our boxed amiibos, which that just kind of worked there. Up here, almost every person that comes in the store, every deal hunter, whatever, everyone's trying to save money, I get it. Everyone that comes to the store cannot resist going through every single one of these binders. It's just so wild to me. They look at every single disc that's in here. And I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of this is cheap, filler nonsense, but they will go through this and dig. And on this side, we have, I totally missed this. This is going to be, the video was interrupted there with a phone call. This is going to be all of your Wii U under 20. Here's a lot of strategy guides and books that we have here. Our measly in-case under 20 GameCube. It looks like any other store now. And I'll turn here. And then here is, this has now become, this was everything that was over $20 case stuff. Now this is all Nintendo. This entire corner where everyone can do jumping jacks and got some space here. But this is good because we have space to kind of let people walk around, feel not as enclosed. And this we use a lot for the swap meet as well. So people can set up and sell their stuff. But over here, this is more like our, I guess, newer releases and more like staples, stuff that we have multiple copies of, brand new for Switch. Look, there's Odyssey, Mario Kart 8, even have weird stuff like Emio, the Smiling Man, which I haven't played. Stuff like that. Here's your Kirby games and whatever, stuff like that. And then over here, this case, and some random stuff is spread up top, but this over here is going to be all your new. This is all new Switch. Everything here is brand new factory sealed. Well, up here is like a mix of all kinds of special edition, but brand new factory sealed. This is all of our used Switch. All of this is going to be our case GameCube. This is our case Wii U. Over here is going to be the mix of Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, and randomness for both, I guess, like more accessories that make sense to go there, or small things that, could be stolen. And then this is NES case, NES case games. So anything above $20 stops there. And then anything complete in box, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, anything complete in box, 3DS case stuff, anything complete in box, Nintendo DS. This became somehow the special editions for Switch case. There you go. Boom. Everyone looking for your special editions. Some random Lucy's that, didn't make sense in the binders because we don't have that many of them, like original Xbox. We don't have a lot of Lucy's. We don't have a lot of PS4's Lucy's. Honestly, we try to offload these as cheap as possible to get them out. Same with Xbox, Wii U, modern stuff. Do a quick pan of what's up here. More like big boxy systems are up here. Boom. Some random, even some big box PC there. Now looking over behind the counter, the opposite end, this became kind of like loose. And there's a phone. I was talking about this case. So yeah, everything under here is going to be your loose, above $20 portable games. This just became whatever fits here. Complete in box Super Nintendo, a Virtual Boy, some brand new OLEDs, a Kentaro figure from Mortal Kombat. Okay, Lego stuff, and I guess this wheel. Up here are portable systems, because everyone asks what portable systems do you have in stock are there. Can't see this. I was working on that. This is where we put like the fresh trade-ins that, are under 20. So this came in today. So those are all stacked and processed. This is our really cheap stuff. No one No one can resist digging through this. Look, whoa, I'm digging. I want cheap games. Yes, everyone digs through these. I don't know, it's like some sort of psychological thing, like treasure hunting, that everyone needs to look through this and dig. This is all of our Pokemon games, so when everyone asks what Pokemon games you have in stock, boom, right there. And this is the bleed over of loose Game Boy Advance, Game Gear, loose PSP, probably like nicer, maybe like mid-tier stuff. That's belongs in loose amiibo right there. You can see behind the counter, this is a complete mess. My God, that is inexcusable. Bad. But there's the counter. We have our console set up to test everything back there. And you can see this became the accessory wall. So all of the accessories that we've had to restock over and over are now jam-packed here. You got your controllers, you got your HDMI cables, your power supplies, what have you. We kind of narrowed it down to what we really need. And there might be a little one-off weird stuff, but I would say this is equally for sale to customers, as well as like miscellaneous cables and power supplies and stuff that we have to sometimes pair up with consoles to sell them. Like, I don't know, like a Wii U gamepad power supply. That's like one of the weirdest things that sells so well here. I guess they break all the time. Great example. And then going back here, did I pass this? Yes, I did. So over here, I totally skipped this. This shows. So the case is across from the counter. This is going to be all your case. PSP. Yeah, this is PSP. Then it goes to Vita, and then more PSP. And you got your VR headsets down there, which no one seems to care about. And down here, we have basically the nice, well, everything, generally all PS5 games for the most part are above 20. So we just put all PS5 in there. There's some under $20, but everything above 20 PS4 is going to go here. Maybe your oddball PS4 system like this. I'm pretty sure it's a white Pro PS4 and PS5 Lucy consoles there. And then going back over here, which I think I skipped, was this is our case for PS3. This is our case games for PS1. And of course, consoles, like that's a 60 gig backwards compatible. That's the PS1 with the screen, and which we are getting wiped out on, which is case PS2. I think this is the hottest thing right now for this holiday. Definitely PS2 systems we're getting wiped out on. But this is case PS2. We got a lot of, surprisingly, people are interested in loose, better PS2 games. Like we got, what did we get? I'm pretty sure, yeah, we got Silent Hill Origins, case PS2, and more oddball PS2 hardware, like a Silver Slim, or this third-party screen that goes for the Slim, which is pretty cool. Complete in box Slim. There you go. And doing a quick spin around. This is probably the final thing. We actually got this on trade from a good common customer, and so this is for sale because people kept asking me. Honestly, I don't want to sell it. I like it. I want it in the store. I love this game. It'll probably never fit in my house, so I guess it's here for now, and we turn it on sometimes during swap meet. And this has become like kind of the museum. What I do is every month in the swap we have a theme. So our theme was 2 months ago, Sega Genesis. And then at the beginning of this month, which is now October, we did the Tower Power, so 32X and Sega CD. And so I brought some games from my personal collection. They are, in fact, not for sale. I know that pisses people off in stores. Why do you have something in the store if it's not for sale? But, the reality is, I don't know. It's cool to see, to have a mini rotating museum. Yeah, maybe I'm flexing, but the reality is that I don't want to sell this stuff, and one day I will. I can't die. I can't go to, I can't be, I guess I could be buried with it, but I'm not going to go to the afterlife with it. But that aside, that's just kind of that rant about that. I'm bringing some stuff, and really that's the store. So I'll stop right there with this video because it's probably going to be too long edited together.